Hey, all you guys and gals out there. We miss you, and Mr. Woggy misses you too. What we are going to do is give you some addition and subtraction strategies that go along with the worksheet that you need to do in one of our lessons. And so I'm going to do number 1, and Mr. Woggy's going to do number 2. We're going to use the whiteboard this time. So your screen may look white, and then we are going to do some, I'm going to use the button to, is this the draw? I want to, isn't there a pencil on here, Mr. Woggy? Or is it just text?
You're on the pencil. I think if you just click
okay. So
you should be able to go to your numbers.
So I'm going to read the first question to you, and I want you to listen to some of the clues that I'm going to be giving you when you do read a story problem. So Garrett read 97 pages on Saturday, 113 more on Sunday. There are 306 pages in the book. So when I'm reading this, I would be circling, okay, 97 and 113. And it says there's 306 pages in the book. So I know I can't go past 306. So I'm just trying to read that, but then the big clue is, all right, what are they asking me? How many pages does he have left to read to finish the book? So the first thing that we need to do, and this is a multi-step thing, is to add the pages that he read. So I'm looking at, he read 97 pages, and he read 113 pages. So I need to add all those up together. So then I know over here is 100, and right here, I'm going to do a different color. Right here is the tens. So if I look at this, I can go 90. You can tell I'm not doing very good. 90 plus 10 is 100. So I'm adding my tens first. I'm leaving my 100 alone because there's only 100. So I'm leaving him, or this 100, alone. I'm going to add my tens and then my ones. Oh, well, this is pretty simple. 7 plus 3. And I should do another color. I'm going to do blue. So here's my ones, and that's why I'm adding 7 plus 3 equals 10. Well, that's pretty simple. Now, I don't want to forget this guy up here. I still have this 100. So if I add these two together, I know that's 110. So 100 plus 110 equals 210. Okay, and then so what I need to do then is that, or I should say that's one way, and then I know some people have learned the traditional way, and I just want to show you that when you do this, you need to line it up. So you wouldn't put the 9 under the hundreds. It's 97. And so you notice how I'm really trying to take my time to line this up. So if I did 3 plus 7, well, that's a 10. Watch this. If I put a 10, what number is in the ones place? Well, okay, here's 0. I'm going to carry this 1 over here. I'm going to box this in because I don't want to forget it. A lot of times people will add the 90 plus the 10, and it's not really 9 plus 1. It's 9 tens plus 110, which is 100. But you cannot forget this. So there's that 110. Well, what number is in your tens place? Oh, right there. There's the 1. I need to carry another 100. I box that in because I don't want to forget. So now I don't have 100, I have now 200. So then on this, I will go over here and it says how many pages does he have left? Well, he has 306. He read 210, so we're trying to find the difference. And so if we did it the traditional way, all right, let's go to our ones. Well, 6 take away 1 is 6. Okay, well, I have no tens. So I'm going to go over to my neighbor and share a 10. I like to, in my classroom, say that I knock. And then I'm always asking, I'm going to say, well, can I have a cup of sugar? I mean, a lot of times we've borrowed something from somebody. Well, in this case, my neighbor is the 100, so I'm going to borrow 100. And so if I borrow 100, they don't have 300 anymore. So then what they're doing is giving you 100, which is really 10 tens is 100. So that's why that's there, is it's really 10. So 100 take away 10 is 90. So they have 96 pages to read left in the book. Then another way, I'm just going to show you. So some people have learned it this way, where 306, and then you're going, well, take away 210. Well, one thing that you cannot do is go to 300, because it's not where you have 300. You really have 306. So keep that first number whole. That's what some students do, is they don't, and they forget that they still have 6. So take away 200 equals 106. There's that 6. Well, I have 106. Take away, I did the 200, I have 10 left. So now this is what I do. 10 is just too much for me, so I may just take away 4. So 10 take away 4 from here, that tells me that I have 6 left. So 100, whoops, I apologize, I made a mistake. I want to take 6 away because I want to get to a landmark number. So I'm going to go 10 take away 6 equals 4. And the reason is if I have 6 over here, I'm going to take 6 here to get to a landmark number. It would have been too big of a jump if I said 10. That's just me. So now I have 100, which is easier for me. And now I know I have 4 left. 100 take away 4 equals 96. So there are some different ways that you can do that. Now, Mr. Wagi, can we do it? I mean, how do we do this? Do you know, like if we want to do question 2, do we have to stop this, or do I just erase everything? I kind of, what?
I think you might have to.
Have to erase?
You might have to erase.
Okay, so do we only want to just do one for now, or do you want to do the second one? I think it'd be good just to do the second one too. Or
Yeah,
you know what? You know what? Let's do this, Mr. Wagi. How about I bring up the worksheet and we do question 2 on the worksheet?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so I'm going to stop share, and here's this one. And we'll go to the other part. Whoopsie, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the Pearson, the page. So here's question 2. And I will go ahead and write for you.
Okay. So on question 2, it says that Karen has 445 stickers in her collection. There are 221 animal stickers and 174 cartoon stickers. She also has some flower stickers. How many flower stickers does she have? So looking at this problem right here, we know the total amount, which is 445, but when they break it up, we know that there's different parts. There's animals, there's cartoons, and there's flowers. We know how many animal stickers there are. We know how many cartoon stickers there are. What we don't know is the flower part, but we can figure it out. And we're going to use a lot of the same strategies in question 2 that we did we used question 1 to help us with this as well. So the first thing we're going to need to do is to add up what we do know we have, and that is our animal and cartoon stickers. So we're going to take 221 and add 174.
How do we want to do it, on top of one another?
So let's try, did you want to go to where you said you want it in the worksheet part
Yeah, we're going to do it right here.
on the whiteboard?
Oh, is that what you guys are still seeing as the whiteboard?
Yeah, I'm still seeing the whiteboard right here. So if you go to your share screen again and click on it should be like the picture of like me, it should be like the top left.
Can you see that?
Yep, now we're good. There we
Okay.
go. Good. So now, so we're gonna take that 221.
And on top of one another?
Yeah, we're gonna just do it on top of one another and add 174. So weird thing I always like to say about math is like a kind of a joke. It's like we've been taught how to read left to right, but in math is opposite. Numbers grow to the left. So we gotta go from the right to the left. And so we start with our ones place. So everything always starts with ones. You know, when you start learning how to count, you start at 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's no different than when you solve a problem. You gotta start with ones. So in our ones place, we have a 1 and a 4 lined up. So we're going to just take 1 plus 4, which equals 5. And then we go to our tens place, and I see we have 2 tens and 7 tens. Perfect. We don't have to regroup. 2 plus 7 equals 9. And then finally our hundreds, we have 2 plus 1, which equals 3. So that tells me I have 395 stickers that I know of, but I still don't know the flower part, but I can figure it out now. So we're going to take that 445 and we're going to stack that again. So we're going to take that 445 and we are going to subtract our answer from before, 395. So just like with addition, subtraction works the same way. We'll always start with our ones place. So in our ones place, we're going to subtract our two numbers, but also remember that the number on top is greater than the number on the bottom. So we always got to subtract top down. Don't get into a habit, as I'll show here on number in the tens place. In this case, we have 5 tens and 5 tens. So 5 take away 5 is 0. So that's an easy one for us right out of the gate. But a common mistake in the second part here for the tens place is that people see a 4 and a 9. They'll make that mistake where we'll take 9 minus 4 and get 5. Yeah, that is true. 9 minus 4 is 5, but that's not what we're looking for right here. We're taking the greater amount of 445 and taking away 395. So in this case, it is actually 4 take away 9, and we can't do that because we don't have enough to take away. So in our tens place, we need to borrow from our hundreds place. So we're gonna borrow one of those 4s in the hundreds place and leave them with 3. Now, I always tell my class, when you borrow, And you say, well, how's that 4 become 14? Well, 10 tens make 100. So we're going to take that 10 and put it over to that 4 10. So 10 plus 4 gives me 14. So that's why I have 14 above there now. So now we can say this is 14 take away 9, which equals 5. And then at the end, we got our hundreds right there, and we have 3 take away 3, which gives me 0. So you don't have to put that in there, since the 0 would be the final number on the left side. That is not necessary to put in there. So this tells me with an answer of 50, we have 50 flower stickers. So that's how I would solve this.
Okay, well, thank you. And you guys do your best on the last question, and hopefully this was helpful. Bye-bye.
You guys.